Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Lush Gardener. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about this beautiful Xpachyveria. Thank you so much. Someone from Australia gave me the ID for this. I think it's much more common succulent found in Australia, but here in India, it's not very common. I wouldn't say it's super rare, but also it's not very readily available with a lot of sellers. And I've also seen the colors because I was searching the images of this succulent, and I seen that some of them had this really strong yellow color, just like our sedum golden glow. They had a very similar color on this one, but I think it all depends upon the environment and climate, because I don't see any color or yellow color on my Xpachyveria. Probably it depends upon the environment or climate, or probably that is some other variety, but that looked absolutely beautiful. But if that is the case, I don't think that's going to happen in my environment, because as I said, the winters are very mild. It's not very cold. So I don't think that the colors are going to show up, but I'm absolutely fine with that. I don't have any issues. Even if the succulent has this mint green color, I'm absolutely fine because it looks absolutely gorgeous. But yes, the yellow color would also look absolutely stunning, but it's okay. We can't do much. We can't go against the environment. The succulent can only perform to certain extent in a particular climate. So in my environment, that's not going to happen. So it's absolutely fine. I'm okay with it. So while I was trying to find the images of this, I happened to find another ID of my Xpachyveria accidentally, and it is this one. I have been searching for the ID of this particular succulent from a very long time, and from the images, what I could understand that this could be Xpachyveria Ruth. I'll put up the name on the screen. So I was very happy that I was searching for one particular, I was trying to confirm the ID of one Xpachyveria, and I found the ID of another one. So I'm so happy that finally she has a name, Xpachyveria Ruth. But again, I'm not 100% sure. This is what a lot of images were suggesting, that this is Ruth. But now I have another one that looks very similar to Ruth, but it has more of the blue color. So again, I have another succulent that also needs ID, so I'll keep searching for the ID. Ruth is more I don't know what color you can call this. It's more like a purple, but not exactly purple, whereas this one is more on the blue, light blue tone, and this one is a very different color. You can see they have a lot of difference. The shape of the leaves, and it kind of resembles a lot like Ruth, but it's not. Probably this is some other variety. Maybe it is Xpachyveria, so at least we have got a little bit closer, so that's a good part. So so this is how it happens. You try to search for one ID and you happen to find another one, so that tends to work out really well. So I'm quite happy. Anyways, now because we have all of these three succulents in one frame, I'll give you the care tips, because all of them have the same care tips. I offer a good amount of morning direct sunlight for 5 to 6 hours. I know this one is green in color, but it can still handle morning direct sunlight for 5 to 6 hours because it tends to change its color. I can see a little bit of purple on the lower leaves, and it can handle morning direct sunlight for 5 to 6 hours, of course after acclimating it. I will definitely keep you guys updated if there is any more color change on it. As of now, it's been a very long time. I'm not very sure how long, but it always been more on the green side. So all three of them require a good amount of morning direct sunlight for 5 to 6 hours. Watering remains the same when the soil is completely bone dry. I wait for a couple of days because all three of them have chubby leaves, which means that they have a capacity to store water in their leaves. So I tend to wait for a couple of days and then go ahead and water. Again, my watering tends to change as per the season. Summer, monsoon, winter all have a very different watering schedule. It does not remain the same. I feel in monsoons and winters I wait the longest as compared to summers, because summers are very dry. The summers are not very hot but extremely dry. Like for example, last year when I was checking the humidity during the summers, it was around 19 to 20%, which is extremely low, but it works really well for our succulents, of course, because I have seen my succulents have been doing quite well, probably because of that very dry environment. But during nights, the humidity level tends to rise between 80% to 90%, which again is very good for succulents at night, because that's when they start their photosynthesis. So overall, it has been doing quite well. Talking about pest issues, I haven't seen them getting affected with any pest. That's a good part. All three of them have been performing really well. Now, of course, I tend to do a visual check, probably that's why. But if your other succulents have mealy bugs, then definitely they can transfer onto them. So always do a visual check once in 2 or 3 weeks and sprinkle some dry cinnamon powder on the soil. The soil is the same, which is 80% of aquarium sand and 20% of filtered garden soil. All of my succulents, every single succulent has the same type of soil mix, because when you have the same type of soil, it tends to reduce the confusion. Otherwise, at times, if you have different types of soil mixes, some might take longer to dry, some might take very short duration for it to dry. So it can get very confusing. So the best thing is just have one type of soil mix for all of your succulents, so that you don't get confused with water. And talking about propagation, they can be easily propagated via leaves. I have propagated these two. They have worked out really well. This Xpachyveria I haven't propagated yet, but I think it will get propagated via leaves because Xpachyverias easily put pups. So overall, they are very easy, all three of them. So I'm quite happy with this collection. They have been doing quite well. They look absolutely beautiful, very low maintenance, and I feel that they are quite hardy as compared to other succulents. But again, depends upon your environment and climate. If you have a very high humid environment, probably you might have issues, but because my environment is very dry, they tend to work out really well. So guys, that's all about it. I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button, and if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe, and keep propagating.